So we're just going to start with this ATEEZ Theory video because I want to try to get you into understanding the theory a little bit, maybe.
Okay, that sounds good.
So, and we might even break it up because these are long. So,
yeah.
So we'll just start here and then.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
People want it. People dream about it. It can be different to every individual. It can complete us, or it can destroy us. And it can change the world. People call it treasure. The sound of wind blowing from the horizon, the warmth of the sun hitting the ocean waves, the vibration of sand beating like the hearts of youth. We're at the starting point of this long journey. The freezing winds may make us shiver, the heat of the sun may make us thirsty, the vibrations of the sand may swallow us, but we'll never stop. Gold, eternal life, honor, love, fame. It doesn't matter what you dream for. So let me ask you, what is your treasure? Will you join us?
After reuniting around Wooyoung in Say My Name and promising to stay by each other's side, ATEEZ are now at the starting point of their journey within the new world. Episode 1, which is the first album of ATEEZ's discography, defines this starting point as a Moroccan city in the middle of the White Sahara Desert. Of course, this place being in the New World means that the place seen in Treasure and Pirate King isn't the actual country of Morocco. It does serve to establish its culture as one aspect of ATEEZ's musical and visual identity, as they will use visual callbacks to the country in music videos such as Thanks or even Answer. Morocco being a seaside country, it was known in the past for having a large number of pirates, and even had an entire region of its territory ruled by them during the 17th century.
That makes sense why they
Within
chose it.
Ateez's story, this desert represents their beginning. It's wide, but empty. While it seems to be a bare land, the desert stretches out indefinitely and offers many possibilities. Indeed, the absence of a set path means that you could go wherever you want to make your own, which works well as a starting point for a group like ATEEZ, who proudly asserts that they will make a new path for themselves. The desert can also represent the top of the hourglass, as the sand sits for now below ATEEZ's feet. This will change in the future as they progress through the timeline of the new world. Within this desert of infinite possible paths, ATEEZ began searching for what they were after since they entered the new world, their treasure.
Yeah, I think we've also talked about before that they use a lot of that Middle Eastern, Moroccan sounds in their music too. So it's not just their music videos that they call back to.
It's the visual, it's the actual sound within the music.
It's really cool.
Treasure and Pirate King. Treasure and Pirate King are two songs that complete each other and likely happen at the very same time. ATEEZ have just managed to escape the empty space of transition seen in Say My Name, and have gotten rid of the shadows of their other selves, at least temporarily. They have escaped not only their Allah selves, but also the doubts and fears of their past life that made them feel trapped back in Say My Name. The desert, as opposed to the place they found themselves in episode 2, is bright, yet empty, For this reason, ATEEZ have to get moving. This place isn't the one they were looking for, the utopia that they want to reach together.
God, he looks so young. Sun changed
how long
so
ago is this
much. I mean, this is from their debut, 2018.
Okay, so it's been
Yeah.
a few years.
He
I mean,
changed
that makes sense.
so much.
Within the lyrics, this place remains vague and uncertain. There is no sure path towards it, not even a way to define it yet. Despite not knowing where they'll find it, or if it really exists, ATEEZ are yearning to find this place more than anything. Indeed, if in episode 2 the treasure was each other, in episode 1 it's their utopia that bears that title. In a thread, Twitter user JTizen pointed out the possibility that ATEEZ Story could be referencing the legend of Libertalia.
Never heard of
Similar
that.
to the Moroccan Republic of Salé, Libertalia is a supposed anarchist society founded by pirates during the 17th century. It's a society where everyone was said to be equal, both in rights and wealth, as pirates were opposed to capitalism and monarchy. While the members of ATEEZ all had their own reason for leaving the real world, a common point in their stories is a feeling of being oppressed by society and the people around them. This can be seen with Wooyoung, who feels trapped by his parents' expectations for him, or Songhwa, who pushes himself to meet standards he doesn't find fitting for him. And in a more direct and material way, it also applies to Mingi, who finds his freedom limited due to his poor background, and San, who's being constantly forced by his family to move out. For this reason, it would make sense for ATEEZ to seek a place like Libertalia, where they won't be tied down by laws or wealth. But ATEEZ have no interest in reaching that possible utopia if it's not together, something they reassert in both Pirate King and Treasure. After all, one of their first reasons for leaving for the world of their dreams was that they couldn't remain together anymore as they grew up. So before being a place where they can be free, their utopia is a place where they can be free to be together.
Okay.
So sometime I'm gonna have to find that somebody has translated what that sign says,
Okay.
and I don't remember exactly, but it talks about an incident that happens there. So that's pretty interesting, I think. But
So whatever it is maybe
the
the
warehouse,
reason why they're not.
yeah, the warehouse gets closed down because of an incident. But, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
The end of Pirate King, in particular, could be interpreted as ATEEZ asking each other not to part this time around, to stick together and not let go, no matter how harsh the road ahead may be. Just like in episode 2, the album contains 3 additional songs, which could be seen as indicators of the members' feelings at this point of the story. Because episode 1 serves as an establishment of ATEEZ's themes and universe, we don't actually find a lot of hints on the progression of the story in the B-sides. Moreover, the additional information given about the feelings of the members here are similar to the ones found in episode 2, so we will go over these 3 songs shortly.
So the episode 2 came out before the episode 1, right? Is that what they're saying? It says it was already reviewed in episode 2.
So, well, she was talking about in the last video.
Oh, okay.
Or she had this idea. I mean, a lot of people do that. Holla Holla, Say My Name don't take place within
The same.
Okay. It actually comes before this album. So episode 2, even though it came second, in story-wise, it was
somewhat before this. Okay, gotcha.
So.
Twilight, Stay, My Way. As ATEEZ are just beginning their journey in episode 1, they are free of the doubts or tiredness we'll see them express later on. Instead, they seem to be in a sort of ecstatic state, simply happy to be together on the same journey. They aren't thinking about the future and are only cherishing this moment they are finally allowed to have together.
They do all look so different.
Yes.
They also reference Peter Pan's story again, with the idea of being so happy you could fly. Indeed, in the book, thinking about happy things is the way a child can start flying together with Peter.
More literally, too, they have a flying pirate ship, so...
Well, that too. I'm just thinking, looking at this video versus having seen them in concert.
Yes.
Two such different performances now. This is interesting to see.
And I think
I guess what the performance used to look
this
like.
was their first world tour. This is from, so yeah.
So
how they
different.
grew up.
Seriously. Big change.
Their only fear is to be parted again, a remnant of their past lives that lingers on. But in this moment of hesitation, Wooyoung, who is still the only member aware of the true nature of this world, reassures the others. Even if they get lost within this illusion, he'll be able to reach out for them. The titles themselves of the song express the 3 different feelings that characterize ATEEZ at the beginning of their journey. The twilight is the time of day between daylight and darkness. It symbolizes this instant where ATEEZ start their long dream, simply enjoying the moment. As for Stay and My Way, they're the 2 wishes the member had when leaving the real world, to be together and to do things the way they want to, without the limitations society imposed on them.
Which they performed My Way in concert when we saw them.
Overall, episode 1 is full of hopeful feelings, as well as the anticipation of a long but rewarding journey. As the night just begins, they have yet to encounter the first trials that may endanger the fulfillment of their many promises to each other.
We're on the second one.
I'm a fan of their fondness of red leather.
Me too.
Looks good on them.
Okay.
Okay, changing gears completely back.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
Episode 3. Episode 3, 1 to O, is one of the most storytelling-heavy albums in ATEEZ's discography. The reason for this is that episode 3 doesn't have 1 but 4 different music videos, each of them serving to clarify the universe and move the story forward. This album especially puts the axis on the dream aspect of the story, making this notion the central part of its first 2 songs.
Is that normal to have that many music videos from a single album?
Well, so, okay. Technically, there's only 2.
Okay.
The 2 main. Wave was their first single, and then Illusion was the, you know how sometimes they have the duel.
The duel, okay.
Aurora was a song that Hongjoong wrote, so they did a video for it. It's really simple. And the Utopia video is actually when they released this album in Japan. It's the Japanese version of the song.
Okay. I was gonna say, that seems like an
It's still the
awful lot.
same story, but they did sort of, it's broken up just a
Okay.
bit.
Once again, Utopia is a song that plays with the double meaning of the word dream. The music video itself starts out with the members sleeping in an abstract dreamy space, reminding the reality of their current state. Ongjung is the first to wake up, as if ready to walk them through their dream. In the lyrics, ATEEZ are addressing a third party that they will keep on looking for the place they dreamed of, the utopia, the free paradise they are after. Originally, Utopia is the name of the fictional island invented by Thomas More, which is in his book presented as a perfect society. The term itself was after that used to describe an ideal towards which humans should strive for, but that can never be attained. In fact, the name Utopia is a pun playing on the similarities of the Greek words for nowhere and good place.
Oh.
The impossibility for utopia to exist is its most fundamental part.
Tell me the truth no more, yeah.夢の中待ってると言ってた
Even though nobody believes that such a place could exist, they refuse to admit it and choose instead to believe their dream is a reality. This is where the double meaning comes into play. This place is both called a dream because it's a goal that ATEEZ pursue, but also as they have literally walked in the world of dreams to find it. The second set of this music video has them standing in a cinema room, which I believe could symbolize the fake nature of the new world. Just like cinema, the new world is a fabrication where events don't have any real life impact. Later on, Ongjung sits alone in the cinema and once again implies through the lyrics that he's the one with the ability of controlling this world and making it the way he wants. If a free world like the utopia doesn't exist, then he'll create it. But despite their determination, they can't help feeling doubts, and Utopia almost feels like it's themselves that ATEEZ are trying to convince of the legitimacy of their goal. After all, even within the dream, this Utopia doesn't seem reachable. It's a faraway place, hidden beyond the horizon or up in the clouds, at the end of a path that has yet to be defined. Although Utopia is an upbeat, hopeful song, it suddenly slows down as it's ending,
I remember that.
carrying the melancholy and yearning one would feel after waking up from a dream too good to be true. The clueless excitement that we found in Pirate King and Treasure is already starting to fade away, and the members seem to be regaining awareness of the dream a bit too early. But Ongjung has yet to give up on the perfect illusion he created for his friends, and he's got a few tricks up his sleeve to save it. Illusion. In the movie Inception, it's possible to create a dream within a dream if you fall asleep in the world of the dream. The protagonist uses this tactic to trick his targets into believing they're awake.
You have lived up to your reputation, Mr. Cobb. I'm still dreaming.
As they wake up from the dream that was created within a dream, they're now convinced they are back to their reality, only to realize their previous awakening was a dream when they wake up again, for real this time. This phenomenon is called a false awakening and is what Ongjung decides to use against the members in Illusion. In the world of Illusion, the members seem very aware that they are now in a dream. Not only they refer to it through the lyrics, but the world itself seems to be arranged to make it obvious to them. The colors are flashy and unnatural, and ATEEZ is not traveling on a flying ship. Once
Yeah, that's a
again,
clue.
a direct reference to Peter Pan. Also more aware.
So, I say some, hey, glad you made it. You also know from the fever that yellow smoke causes hallucinations, illusions too.
Oh, okay.
So-
I didn't know that. Okay.
If you remember that from before. So I don't know that it's necessarily this, but again, there's that idea of illusions and stuff.
Okay.
So it's even still in fever.
Although more aware that something is wrong, the members are disoriented enough to enjoy the blinding new dream they have entered. In the world of illusion, they are free to do nothing but have fun and party all day, and they're quickly losing track of time. Time might also be a reason as to why Wooyoung brought them here. In Inception, going to a deeper level of dreams makes the time go slower. Wooyoung could have wanted to stack more time, knowing where the next step of their journey will take them. We will understand the reasons why when the story later takes us to Wonderland. Wooyoung, however, has to be careful not to lose himself in the illusion. To avoid this, he brings along with him a compass he'll be seen carrying again later in Wave and Wonderland. This compass acts as a mental anchor, similar to the spinning top in Inception. Thanks to it, Wooyoung is able to remind himself that he's still dreaming and not get confused like the rest of the members, who are dazzled by the scenery. But even though this dream was pleasant at first, it eventually starts feeling unsettling and aimless. This creates inner conflict for the members, who both enjoy the days in the dream of illusion and yet want to escape it. Although the chorus is joyous, the background vocals keep repeating the word "let me free," as if it were a constant plea they were pushing to the back of their minds. When they express worries over the world of illusion, Wooyoung is quick to urge them to forget about it and have fun instead, knowing the more they'll think about it, the shorter the dream will be. His efforts are in vain, as a mysterious voice calls out for ATEEZ from the outside of the dream, trying to lead them out. This mysterious someone turns out to be none other than Ateez, who left traces of themselves even within the world of illusion. At the end of the music video...
Oh, that's interesting. So there's little pieces throughout all the other videos alluding to them?
Yeah, like
the hat I saw in the one.
Yeah.
Oh, I never noticed those.
So, yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of little
man in
things.
Fedora stands in the corridors leading outside the illusion to bring ATEEZ back to the regular level of the new world.
And that is the end of the music
It makes
video.
sense as to why Ateez would help them out, as we've established in the first part of this analysis that their goal is to wake them up. However, one would wonder why the level of action is so restrained, and why only one of them was able to reach them within the world of illusion. I'd like to answer these questions before we get to the next song of the album, as it will become essential in understanding the story forward. To do so, we'll now have to turn our attention not to Wooyoung, but to the rest of the members. To one specific member, in fact. Wooyoung.
The one that was standing up in the middle of Hala Hala.
Oh. Okay.
So this is a really cool idea that she
Theory.
puts here.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone already knows that something's up with Wooyoung. He's some other part in the story.
Okay.
While all of the ATEEZ members have their own backstories established with diary film, Treasure Era was pretty vague when it comes to the individual characterization within the group. Aside from Wooyoung, who had a clear position in the group as their captain, it was hard to say what each of the members' character was like within the story. With the information obtained through Fever Part 1, it has now become easier to understand some of the hints on their roles that were given during Treasure Era by making parallels with their real-life selves. Wooyoung, however, stood out long before Fever Era. In Ala Ala, his Ala self was the only member left standing alive at the end of the music video, and he was later consistently hinted as being apart from the rest of the group. For this reason, he is often assumed to be the traitor within the team.
Another weird thing, I don't remember if she talks about it in her videos or not, but there are certain scenes, certain little hints that Songhwa's outside of the... Yeah, something's up with Songhwa too.
Oh my goodness.
The one member who decided to take side with Ateez instead of his own. This makes sense, as Ala Ala possibly represents a conflict between Ateez and Ateez, which could have happened as they first entered the new world. Ateez are pushing Ateez to wake up from the dream and grow up, and Ateez are refusing it. Eventually, all of Ateez manage to reject their other selves, all except for Wooyoung, whose Ateez self stands still in defiance at the end of the performance. But why would Wooyoung decide to ally with his Ateez self, who is trying to destroy the better world he created with his friends? The answer lies in the Fever Part 1 diary version photo card.
And remember I showed you that before, where you had to have the
app
app
to
to
see.
see these, but obviously somebody has put them up somewhere too, I think, so it's not impossible to find, it's just...
In every member's monologue, we get to hear their reasons for their departure to the new world. As we saw in Diary Film, many of them are suffering from painful life events, or pressures they have been put under by others, which is a reason for living together. Members such as Minghee and Jongho are crushed and hopeless due to dreams they don't have the material or physical abilities to follow. Songhwa, Yoseng, and San have found their own freedom limited by their family or society itself. Yuno and Hongzhong have lost their family and have promises to fulfill. Wooyoung, on the contrary, has already managed to resolve the issue he was struggling with back when they first became friends. After getting over his stage fright, he was able to follow his dreams by passing the audition of a big company. Today was the day I was supposed to sign the contract. It was actually a good opportunity that people would envy. It was a chance to debut in a big company and a success story in front of my eyes. But what's the point of doing this if I can go back? What if I can go back? Let's not think about this. Friends will mock me. Unlike the other members, Wooyoung was already moving forward and had something to look back to when he left for the new world. It's likely that he felt pressure to join them in going to the world of dreams, only because they are his friends, but didn't feel too happy about it in the first place. This is why when he was faced with Ateez, he couldn't reject them. Just like his Ala self, Wooyoung desires to wake up even if he might not have been fully aware of it at first. In that sense, he is a traitor to Ateez, who only wanted to stay in the new world together and find their utopia. It's likely thanks to his allyship with Ateez that he is the one most receptive to their call in Illusion, as it can be heard in his part of the lyrics. This is also suggested by several visual hints through the music video. Firstly, Wooyoung can be seen lighting a match up and contemplating it for a few seconds. As we have established in the first part of this analysis, fire represents change and is associated with Ateez. This match will reappear later, so keep it in mind. Secondly, Wooyoung is the only member watching his reflection in the water at the end of Illusion. Like fire, reflections are associated to Ateez, as well as gaining awareness of your identity. This is why you can see San sitting in the middle of shattered glass and Say My Name. Last but not least, there's a very short shot of Wooyoung staring at a crystal ball he's holding. Not only this is another instance of him looking at his reflection, But this crystal ball also curiously resembles the moon in the poster for ATEEZ's concert. The moon is, as we have discussed in the first video, a symbol of Eunjung's will in the New World. It might even represent the space that is the New World itself. Wooyoung staring at it could be another indication that he is aware of the true nature of the New World, or that he is trying to understand it. Once again, this crystal ball will show up later in the VCR for Inception. It seems to be a key element for understanding each of the members' position in the New World, but I won't get into it for this video. Thanks to Wooyoung and his lingering link with Ateez, the members managed to escape the dream within a dream Eunjung had put them in. In the album, the track Crescent is placed between Illusion and Wave as a transition. This track opens with a voice whispering, "Open your eyes," which might be what the members heard back in Illusion. What follows is a ticking sound, which reminds us of the passing of time in the New World. In Peter Pan, the ticking sound comes from the presence of the crocodile that follows Captain Hook around. It's a symbol of the inevitability of fate and time. This ticking sound fades over the melody of Wave, which plays slowed down, opening for the next song as the members wake up. Wave. Wave is a fun summer song which stands out among ATEEZ's discography due to its simply fun music video and lyrics. It does have its place in the storyline, however, as it presents the result of Eunjung's plan to distract the members from the nature of the New World. This plan was a success, as we can see in ways that the members don't feel the need to question the world around them too much after they've woken up. ATEEZ are now celebrating their arrival to the ocean which they have been looking for, although they appear to be a bit lost as to where to go next. The ocean isn't their utopia, but Wave is a song about enjoying the present and not stopping the momentum despite your hesitations. And Eunjung especially wants this moment to last as long as possible, knowing what lies ahead the road from there on. His verse even asks the members to stop thinking about their next destination. Despite his efforts, it seems like he can't help the members' former lives from haunting them unconsciously, and Wooyoung is still drifting apart from the rest of the group. Besides, the first verse of the song reads like a resistance to the idea of mindlessly playing around. Ultimately though, those are only passing things lost within the excitement of Wave. Eunjung did manage to buy himself some time, and the last two songs of the album seem aligned with this idea. Aurora, Dancing Like Butterfly Wings. In a similar manner as Episode 2 had Light and Promise working to reflect respectively Eunjung and his members' feelings, Aurora and Dancing Like Butterfly Wings complete the narrative of Episode 3 by offering their different point of view at this moment of the story. It's known that Eunjung himself composed Aurora after being inspired by his fans during ATEEZ's first world tour.
Oh, that's cool.
For this reason, it's hard to insist on a particular meaning for this song when it comes to ATEEZ's storyline. The music video, however, strongly suggests that this is a song about Eunjung's feelings, specifically by showing a lot of close shots of his eyes. As for the lyrics, their meaning recalls of Light's interpretation, which we had associated to Eunjung in the first video. In Light, Eunjung wanted the members to become his hope and comfort. In Aurora, he asserts that he isn't alone anymore and doesn't fear the night as he has the light of his friends to warp around. Even if the night comes, he has a dream in which the members are together with him, so he doesn't have to fear it anymore.
So in the story, it's really cute too. But the fact that it was also he wrote it thinking about the fans is really cute.
At the end of the song, the rest of the members join him in this feeling of mutual comfort as the lyrics go from me to us.
Yes, they really did that.
That doesn't surprise me.
And that wasn't for the music video.
Oh, they just really just threw him in.
Yeah, they threw him in the water. It's really. I'll have to find that video sometime for you.
Yes.
It's cute.
Dancing Like Butterfly Wings follow with the same expression of unity in its lyrics, indicating that this song is indeed about the members' feelings. It's a fun-spirited song which celebrates the freedom of being able to follow your dreams and make your own path, but also brings back the search for utopia as their main objective. After enjoying a temporary break in Wave, it seems that ATEEZ are back on their path to find it. While these lyrics betray a sense of fear that is starting to loom over their journey, it assures us that they will nonetheless keep going. Although lost and confused, they have their bond and the freedom they so dearly wished for that pushes them forward. Butterflies might be a symbol of renewal and hope, but they're also fragile creatures. Just as this song holds this fleeting moment of happiness before ATEEZ's journey takes them to the beginning of the end.
The match again. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we definitely got some more of a theory in there.